Hey guys, welcome to the video for today. So before we get started, I just ask you before I basically give your opinion on it, just give me a chance, okay? I'm not asking for a lot, I'm just asking for a chance. That's why you're here if you're a new viewer, or if you're a returning viewer and you just haven't subscribed yet. I just ask you just give me a chance, give me a week to prove that I can try and do the best that I can to my ability. Like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you're gonna do. Let your friends know what's going on here. But anyways, let's get right on to the video.
Bonjour mes amis, je suis l'Allergie canadienne, and welcome to this bullshit ass in-depth draft video. I know drops tonight. I know. I'm streaming it. Just stay tuned. But I promised you guys a video, and here it is. So I've already made my draft board. You'll hear it on tonight's video on tonight's stream as well. But basically, I'm gonna read off everyone that I have going at whichever spot. And if there's a trade, I'll just say where to. I won't say the details because I honestly forgot that I'm going to do this while I was in school. So let's just begin. And basically, before I start, how does it work? I'll say the player, where they're going, and talk a little bit about that player, just to, set a ground for it. All right, so without further ado, let's begin. With the first overall pick, I have the Carolina Panthers taking Alabama quarterback Bryce Young. Now, this is the most obvious number one pick choice. Bryce Young is a dynamic quarterback. He was a Heisman winner last season, not this past season, but the season before. He has been a dynamic quarterback for the University of Alabama and has proven to be a legitimate talent. But the question is now surrounding the stigma of Alabama quarterbacks succeeding at the NFL level. My only concern with Bryce Young is that he'll fall into that stigma once again. But I really hope he doesn't because I liked his game at Bama. I liked how he played in Tuscaloosa. So hopefully he can translate well into the NFL level. At the second overall pick, I have the Houston Texans taking edge rusher Will Anderson Jr. from the University of Alabama. Now, Will Anderson, I could have had the Texans take a quarterback here, but Stroud and Levis are supposed to be dropping from what I could see. So taking an edge now is actually going to be the smarter choice for the Houston Texans. Will Anderson is a fucking stud. He was a dynamic threat in Alabama, and there's a good damn chance he'll be a threat wherever he goes. He would go into the Houston Texans, so his career would be fucked. But in the same token, now this is a player that can change a franchise on a dime. So with that, you can just take it with what you will. I honestly like the pick for Will Anderson there, and I'm sticking to that. With the third overall pick, I do have a trade up. I have the Tennessee Titans trading up 8 spots with the Arizona Cardinals. In this trade, I did put in Ryan Tannehill going to Arizona because fuck it, I don't know. And with that third pick, I had the Tennessee Titans selecting Kentucky quarterback Will Levis. Now, this is where the bullshit starts. Illogical. Why the fuck are you picking Will Levis to go third overall? Why? Because I'm a fucking masochist. That's why. That and I see Will Levis's play at Kentucky. He is not that bad. I mean, look at dynamic threat. Absolutely, yes. Will Levis is a good goddamn talent. You give him enough opportunity to grow. He's got a good arm. He's got good accuracy. So there's a good chance that he'll do well if you give him the good scheme, the good play calling, everything that you need for him. So I think Will Levis, the third overall, is going to do just fine. At the number 4 overall pick, I have the Indianapolis Colts keeping their pick. And with that pick, I have them taking Ohio State quarterback CJ Stroud. Now, you may think, well, hey, you just fucked over the Texans. You're damn right I fucked over the Texans. That, and I see the the Colts taking Stroud here. Look it, they need a fucking quarterback because it's been an endless fucking quarterback carousel for the past 5 years ever since Andrew Luck retired. We'll see, who did you have? You had Jacoby Brissett. You had Phillip Rivers. You had fucking Matt Ryan. You had Nick Foles. You had about everyone twice over. Like Indy, you need to figure out who the fuck your quarterback is because your receivers can't take it, and Jonathan Taylor doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So taking CJ Stroud here at number 4, that should pretty much solidify your core. Like, look at, you got a young QB. Yeah, he might be sloppy in the first couple seasons, but he's young. He's gonna develop. Quarterbacks have a different development curve than other players. So taking Stroud here and having a veteran like Matt Ryan to, you'll guide him into figuring out what he needs to do, that's gonna be perfect for him. Because you've got that good veteran system in Matt Ryan and Nick Foles. Now, you just gotta train the young guy to be better. Good luck. At the 5th overall pick, I have the Seattle Seahawks taking edge rusher Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech. Seattle needs an edge on their defense because their defensive core is a little bit aging. So I think the best thing they can do here is draft the younger edge rusher. And my cat just opened the fucking door. But yeah, Tyree Wilson, you get him in the right system, he's gonna fucking thrive. And same can be said for the other prospects here, but you give Tyree Wilson that fucking system, he is going to fucking thrive, and he's going to have a field day tearing down the run game, making the quarterback his bitch, and subsequently being the next Chase Young pre-injury. I seriously fucking hate the way that Chase Young got derailed by injuries. I still like that fucking guy. At the 6th overall pick, I have the Detroit Lions selecting corner Christian Gonzalez from the University of Oregon. Now, Christian Gonzalez is that type of corner that the Lions desperately need. He's a speedy corner that can make good interceptions when you need him to. Basically, he's a clutch corner in key situations. That's what Detroit needs because last season they were lacking their defensive prowess in the corner. That secondary was a little bit decimated. Hopefully, this pick here should get the Lions back on track. It may not happen overnight, but it's a damn good start. Your move, Detroit. What are you gonna do? At number 7, I have the Vegas Raiders taking defensive tackle Jalen Carter from the University of Georgia. Now, I know. Vegas took Carter off their trade board because of what happened. I will not repeat what happened here because it doesn't have to be mentioned. I will say that the Raiders desperately need help on the defensive line. I mean, I was like, if I'm the Raiders here, would I risk trading down or if the Raiders are really stupid, reach fucking far for another defensive tackle? Let me check my notes here. The next best defensive tackle would have been Brian Brees. And he's not even that high up. He's like in the 20s. So if I'm Vegas, I'm taking Jalen Carter here because it's gonna be the smart pick to make. It has to be for them. And number 8, I have the Atlanta Falcons taking offensive tackle Broderick Jones from the University of Georgia. Now, this is the move that basically says, hey, we want to protect our young quarterback in Desmond Ridder. So let's give him an offensive line to work with. This will be the start of that. I think they go with Broderick Jones because he is an elite blocker that will help give Desmond Ridder breathing room in the pocket because that's what you need nowadays with quarterbacks. You need to give them room in the pocket. If you don't, they're going to die. Just ask Lamar Jackson and Mac Jones. They'll tell you the same damn thing. But seriously though, taking an offensive tackle like Broderick Jones, a man who has been very reliable for the University of Georgia in protecting Stetson Bennett, like, he's there. He's all that you could need. So get Broderick Jones, Atlanta, and do yourselves a favor. At number 9, I have the Chicago Bears taking offensive tackle Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State. Now, again, this is what I was saying about the last pick. This one I'm saying is because they need to protect Justin Fields. Because Justin Fields in the pocket without protection equals fucking certain death. Justin Fields in the pocket with protection equals success. But then again, this is a team that literally traded the first overall pick for whatever reason. I mean, to get better and to give DJ Moore a weapon, I guess. But, I mean, this is a good start to help your offense get better. I mean, now you start working on the defense and maybe fix up the O-line a little more. But other than that, I mean, if Chicago makes this pick, they might be on the road to success. At the 10th overall pick, I have the Philadelphia Eagles picking corner Devin Witherspoon from the University of Illinois. Devin Witherspoon is the highest rated corner on this draft board. Devin Witherspoon, actually, that's remaining on this board. Devin Witherspoon is basically what Christian Gonzalez is, but down a couple notches. That's not to discourage him, though. He is still good. He is still an elite talent. As long as you use him in the proper way, you're good. Plus, Philly's going to need this because their corner core is aging. James Bradbury, Darius Slay, to name a few. So by adding in this young piece in Witherspoon, you're just youthing up that core. You're giving him the veteranosity of those two guys that you really backed yourselves around. So, I think it's a smart choice to take him now. At number 11, basically this is from the Tennessee Arizona trade draft swap earlier. Fuck, I cannot talk. I have the Cardinals taking edge rusher Myles Murphy from Clemson. Now, is it the smartest choice to make for them? No, but do they need it? Yes. I mean, you can argue that they need more. Like they could have gone with Peter Skoronski or Darnell White, but they needed more help on the defense. Now, especially like JJ Watt's retired. So this could be your heir apparent to JJ Watt by going with an elite, going with an edge rusher that knows what he's doing, is a hard hitting son of a bitch, and can make sure that a defensive stop is warranted and obtained when you need it. He's that guy. So, if Arizona picks him here, they got a good one. Enough said. And the bullshit continues with this pick. At the 12th overall pick, I have the Texans taking Anthony Richardson out of Florida. Why, you may ask? Because Mr. Mills is not covering. That and Stroud and Levis are off the board, so this is their best option. Let's go with Anthony Richardson. That's not to discredit the fact that Anthony Richardson is still good, but he has a lot of inaccuracies that he needs to get fixed. Now, it's not the fault of him because every player has their own development curve. But yeah, the draft scouts look very fondly on analytics nowadays. They really do. At number 13, I have the Green Bay Packers drafting offensive tackle Peter Skoronski from Northwestern. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is gone. You got this young guy in Jordan Love that you don't want to murder. What do? Oh, hey, let's give him an offensive line. And starts here with Peter Skoronski, one of the higher rated tight offensive tackles in the draft. Which would be a sore pick for Green Bay because, again, if they want to assure Love doesn't get brutally murdered on the field, then there you go. There's an offensive tackle waiting for you, and his name is Peter Skoronski. He's a guy that will ensure the safety of Jordan Love. He'll make sure Jordan Love's brain doesn't turn into mashed potatoes. And he'll basically be just the bodyguard for Jordan Love. Enough said. With the 14th pick, I have my New England Patriots taking Jackson Smith and Jigba, wide receiver out of Ohio State. Now, This is what I'm going to say about this. The Patriots need a wide receiver one. We need it. There's no saying we don't, because we do. Because look at this, right? We did sign Juju Smith-Schuster. We did sign Juju, but he's a slot receiver. He's only good for slot receiving. He's not good for wide receiver one duty. Does he have his flashes of brilliance? Yes, but you need more. You need a wide receiver one, and that's the role Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to play if the Patriots get him. Trust me, that's the smart pick to go with and the smart choice to fucking carry your team. But knowing the hoodie will do something fucking stupid. God help us all. With the 15th pick, I have the New York Jets taking offensive tackle Darnell White from Tennessee. Again, this is the protect Aaron Rodgers for whatever brain he has left. Because like Aaron Rodgers is nearly 40 or is 40, I don't fucking know, nor do I care. Aaron Rodgers still needs to be protected, considering you just got him. So what do? You get him an offensive line. Darnell White, come on in. Hopefully you can be anything worth shit. But seriously though, Darnell White was good with Tennessee, so I expect him to be good here. Although he does have his issues, but again, those can be easily fixed with time. With time, patience, and a little bit of seasoning. But other than that, I think you'll be just fine. With the 16th pick, I have the Washington Commanders taking edge rusher Lucas Van Ness from Iowa. This is because of Chase Young. This is because of the Chase Young situation. Because of the fact that he's gotten injured way too many goddamn times, and the Commanders don't see him as kind of a liability at this point, which is unfortunate. Taking Van Ness here kind of replenishes that and gives you guys some breathing room. He may not be the next Chase Young, but let me tell you something right now. Lucas Van Ness is still capable of making good plays as much as anybody else. So why not give him a shot? If Lucas Van Ness has the talent, then go for it. You're not risking anything. You're just making a decision. With the 17th pick in the draft, I have the Pittsburgh Yinzer crew selecting Joey Porter Jr., corner out of Penn State. Oh wow, it's a homegrown. Now everyone wants to see this pick. Everyone wants to see this pick in the Baltimore pick that I'll mention later. But look at, okay, Joey Porter is probably going to be the Steelers' best bet at corner. If they can get their hands on him, he'll be great. If they can't, well, they're fucked. But again, I'm not an expert at this shit, so fuck you. Joey Porter is good when you give him a good team. I don't know about the Steelers though, but hey, Joey Porter I'm sure can make some noise. With the 18th pick, I have the Detroit Lions taking safety Brian Branch from the University of Alabama. Brian Branch will help that secondary in Detroit even further. Being a good part of their safety core is going to do wonders for that team. Yes, even the fact that Detroit doesn't have really a good safety core. Because that's a man that can turn your safety core around. Brian Branch has been very reliable at Tuscaloosa, so there's a good chance he'll be reliable there too. Plus, I mean, it all works out, so why not just go for it? Him and Christian Gonzalez can make it doable for a very, very scary threat if used properly. Just be careful. With the 19th pick, I actually have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers trading down and out of the first round because they don't have a QB they like. Instead, Green Bay trades back in, and with that pick, I have the Green Bay Packers taking wide receiver Jordan Addison from the University of Southern California. This is to help Jordan Love because what weapons did he really have left? Taking Jordan Addison was a smart choice here. Seriously, taking Jordan Addison here would probably be a good thing for the Packers, giving Jordan Love his main wide receiver, his wide receiver one, his Julian Edelman, his version of Julian Edelman, like that. That would be a very smart pick if they did that. At number 20, I have the Seahawks taking linebacker Trenton Simpson from the University of Clemson. Now, he was projected to be an early second rounder, but he was the best one available. Plus, the Seahawks need another linebacker on their defensive core. So it was an obvious choice to go with that pick. Now, this is a take it or leave it pick for Seattle, and I'm not really betting on them to actually take it. But I mean, with what you can get from it, maybe. But if you can trade down to just a few spots to be able to get him and not look like a reach and do it, but he's not terrible. At number 21, I have the Chargers taking edge rusher Isaiah Foskey out of Notre Dame. Foskey is a good edge rusher that should provide a Chargers team that desperately needs an edge rusher with, you guessed it, his edge rushing abilities. Running plays that need to be stopped, taken care of. Passing plays that need to be shut down before a significant gain can be had, taken care of. You need to take a QB out to dinner and fuck him straight while you sack him, taken care of. As long as you can utilize him right. But then again, Brendan Steele is supposed to be the defensive minded coach. But yeah, the only defensive minded I see is him at the breakfast table getting defensive over his fucking food. With the 22nd pick, I have the Baltimore Ravens selecting corner Deontay Banks from Maryland. Now they need this corner. They need a corner badly. Taking Deontay Banks, home trained man from Maryland, staying in Maryland, playing for the Ravens. Why not? Right? Why not? Let's see it. Because the Ravens desperately need a corner, and this is the guy that I think they should go with. No disrespect to Kelly Ringo, but I have high confidence that Deontay Banks would fit perfectly in the Ravens system. Now, how you utilize them is up to them, but again, I feel like it's a match made in heaven. At pick 23, I have the Minnesota Vikings taking, you guessed it, corner Kelly Ringo. The Vikings also need a corner desperately, and with Deontay Banks off the board, the best option was Kelly Ringo. And would you look at that? He's available. And what do? You take him. Kelly Ringo is a guy like a name I mentioned earlier before, is a guy that's clutch in the moment, clutch when needed. He may not be, a generational talent, but that's okay. But there's also a chance he dies. Why not? I mean, hell, let's bring the chaos. Fuck it, let's bring the chaos. Minnesota, do it. That's a smart pick. At number 24, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking defensive tackle Brian Brees from Clemson. Now, the Jaguars here, they do need a little more help on defense, specifically because they got someone exposed against Kansas City in the divisional round. But again, they can definitely utilize an edge rusher, especially considering that they do need one. So why not go with the guy that's best available on the board in Brian Brees. So he'll be a good defensive lineman for you as long as you take care of him properly. At number 25, I have the New York Giants taking corner Cam Smith from South Carolina. They need another corner, and this is one of the best available option on the board. Cam Smith has issues on and off the field, but again, if you could take care of him, if you could give him the plays that he likes and he knows, then he's gonna be fine. Just make sure you don't fuck this up. At number 26, this is the stupidest pick I think I made. The Dallas Cowboys select running back Bijan Robinson out of Texas. Now, this is probably the stupidest, but yet also the smartest pick that the Cowboys can make. Because look at, they got rid of Ezekiel Elliott. They have Tony Pollard, but for how much longer is Tony Pollard going to be reliable? You don't know that. No one knows that. So it's smart to take Bijan Robinson now and have him eventually take over for Tony Pollard in a few years or right away, depending on how he does. And ride with it. Let's go with it. At number 27, I have the Buffalo Bills taking wide receiver Zay Flowers from Boston College. Zay Flowers was damn good at Boston College, going for over 1,000 receiving yards in the season. And he just looked fucking phenomenal this year. And the fact that he might be falling this far into someone like Buffalo, a team that has a fucking massive cannon arm quarterback, he's going to thrive there if Buffalo takes him. If he's on the board and they take him, oh yeah, they're in heaven. At number 28, I have the Cincinnati Bengals taking tight end Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. This has been a need ever since Hayden Hurst left the team. So this is going to be their smart choice here in taking a tight end that's young and can be reliable in the pocket whenever need to be. Michael Mayer is an elusive tight end. He's speedy. He is elusive. He is agile. He's everything you could want in a tight end. He could also block and make sure your quarterback doesn't turn into freaking cinnamon toast crunch. At number 29, I have the New Orleans Saints taking edge rusher Nolan Smith from the University of Georgia. The Saints desperately need this because their defense has been decimated because of their inability to maintain a proper salary cap. But that's their own fault, and Nolan Smith should be dynamic enough to get you guys over a hurdle if you guys were already in a shitty hurdle enough. But again, to each their own and to own their each. And at number 30, I have the Eagles taking edge rusher BJ Ojulari from Louisiana State. The Eagles, they really don't need him, but it's nice to get someone that's young on the edge rushing scene just in case one of those guys either retires or goes down with injury. Having BJ Ojulari there, maybe sits for most of his rookie year or two. Why not? Gives him time to grow, gives him time to develop his game. It works out for everybody here. And finally, with the 31st pick, I have the Kansas City Chiefs taking wide receiver Quentin Johnston from TCU. Quentin Johnston performed very well for the Horned Frogs. And who's to say that he won't perform even as well or better with Patrick Mahomes? Because this is a man that can be wherever you want him to be. He could get to an open spot. He could get you down the field. He could get you in close range if you wanted him to. He's a guy that you can rely on. Now, the question is, do they take him? Or do they trade down? Or up? That's all to be decided. And we'll find out tonight on the NFL Draft. So hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like. Comment down below if you guys want to see it next. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and join the Locked Nation. I will see you guys tonight for the NFL Draft stream. But until then, je suis le Canadien. Bonne nuit et au revoir.